So, have you ever wondered what's actually going on inside an AI's brain when it's faced with a problem? I mean, really going on? Well, today we're going to break it all down.
Yeah, we're going to peel back the curtain and see exactly how artificial intelligence tackles all kinds of challenges, from simple little puzzles to some of the most complex issues in the real world. And what you're about to see is a process that's incredibly logical and honestly, in a lot of ways, surprisingly human. Okay, so here's the plan. First, we'll cover what AI problem solving even is. Then, we'll look at how an AI actually frames the problem. After that, we'll check out the tools it uses, talk about the good and the bad, and finally, take a little peek at what's next. All right, let's get right into it. The first thing we need to understand is the star of our show today, the problem-solving agent. And listen, this is not just some random piece of code. We're talking about a system that's specifically designed to be a strategic thinker. You know, think about a basic thermostat, right? It just reacts when the room gets too hot or too cold. That's it. A problem-solving agent? Totally different. It doesn't just react. It actually thinks ahead. It's strategically looking at all its options and planning its moves to find the absolute best path to a solution. Now, this is where it gets really cool, this 5-step process. You've got perceive, to find, explore, and decide, all pretty logical, but that 5th step, learn and adapt, oh, that is the real game changer. It means the AI learns from everything it does. It gets smarter over time. It's basically a nonstop loop of self-improvement. Right, so an AI can't just magically solve something. It has to understand the problem first. So before it can do anything, we have to give it a super precise blueprint. This whole process is called formulating the problem, and it breaks down into 5 key parts. First step, you have the initial state. The best way to think about this is like that "you are here" dot on a map. It's the absolute starting point. It gives the AI all the context it needs and says, okay, your journey begins right here. Okay, so from that starting point, what can the AI actually do? That brings us to the action component. This is basically a list of all the possible moves the AI has in its playbook. Every single thing it can do to change where it is right now. But, okay, what happens after it makes a move? Well, that's where the transition model comes in. You can think of this as the official rulebook. It's the if you do this, then that happens part of the equation, telling the AI the exact result of every action. And after every single one of those moves, the AI runs what's called a goal test. This is that critical moment. It's basically the system asking itself that classic road trip question, are we there yet? And if the answer is yes, boom, mission accomplished. The process stops right there. Now here's a super important point. Just finding a solution, that's not good enough. The AI is usually trying to find the best one. And that's where the cost function comes into play. It literally assigns a price tag to every path. That cost could be time, or energy, or actual money. The AI's whole goal is to find the most efficient path it can take. Okay, so now that we have the blueprint, let's open up the AI's toolbox and see what it actually uses to get from that starting point to the final goal. Seriously, this is where the real computational magic happens. So there are 2 big ways an AI can search for a solution. On one hand, you've got uninformed search. Think of this like being in a giant maze with a blindfold on. You just have to try every single path. It's pure trial and error. But then you have informed search. This is like having a compass. It uses heuristics, which are really just clever rules of thumb, to make educated guesses and find the solution way more efficiently. But wait, there's more in this toolbox. A lot more. AIs are great at solving constraint problems, like creating a crazy complex schedule where nothing overlaps. They use machine learning to find patterns in massive amounts of data. And with natural language processing, or NLP, they can actually understand and use human language. Each one of these tools just opens up a whole new universe of problems it can solve. Okay, so we've seen how all this works in theory, which is great. But now it's time for a reality check. Let's talk about what happens when these systems are used out in the real world. What are the amazing advantages, and what are the big challenges we really need to be careful about? And this right here really lays it all out. On the plus side, you get incredible speed and accuracy. I mean, huge wins. But, and this is a big but, it's not a magic bullet. The classic saying, garbage in, garbage out, has never been more true. If the data is bad or biased, the results will be too. And then there's the whole black box problem. Sometimes we don't even fully understand how the AI reached its decision. So where does this all leave us? When you think about the future of technology, and really the future for all of us, what does this all mean? Where is this incredible problem-solving power going to take us next? This quote just nails it. It gets to the heart of why any of this matters. The end goal here isn't just to build cool, smart machines just because we can. No way. It's about creating tools that help us solve our most difficult challenges and ultimately make all of our lives better. So we'll leave you with this powerful thought. When you think about everything from climate change to personalized medicine, the possibilities are practically endless. The next great breakthrough for humanity might just start with an AI, a well-defined problem, and a question just like this one. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.